This is Mike with WCWP Tonight. We're going to do a film review. We did this last week when we had Brian on, but I'm going to review it myself because really Brian talked about it. He had a good opinion though, which is the first time I will ever agree with Brian. The Grand Budapest Hotel, which just came out recently. It's Wes Anderson's 8th film, I believe, and it's a comedy drama starring Ralph Fiennes. He plays a concierge who is he teams up with the lobby boy, and they try to prove his innocence after he's falsely accused of murder. Wes Anderson has done plenty of comedy dramas before with Royal Tenenbaums, Darjeeling Limited, Life Aquatic, Rushmore. Every one of his is a comedy drama. Moonrise Kingdom was his last one. And with Moonrise Kingdom, it's his most critically acclaimed film, and I think that really kind of built this up to a hype. It built up the hype for this movie. Even the title of it makes it seem like it's going to be his largest with the Grand Budapest Hotel. The cast is ridiculous. It's an ensemble with Ralph Fiennes. I have the list right here. Tony Revolori, who plays, it's his first movie ever, and he's fantastic. Adrian Brody, William Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum, Saoirse Ronan, Edward Norton, F. Murray Abraham, Matthew Amalric, Jude Law, Harvey Keitel, Bill Murray, Leah Seydoux, Jason Schwartzman, Tilda Swinton, Tom Wilkinson, Owen Wilson, and Bob Balaban.
Gee, Edward Norton moved up on the honeymooners.
And there's only one question concerning Edward Norton.
Don't do it, Tom. Anyway, Ralph Fiennes is absolutely incredible in the role of Monsieur Gustave, Mr. Gustave, and I think it's kind of bad because he's so good that no one really has the time to shine except for Tony Revolori, who I said before it's his first film, and I think the problem with the cast was it's too big. He's done ensemble pieces before with the Royal Tenenbaums, but it was a smaller ensemble, and I don't think it really worked. The actors didn't have time to show too much character, with Bill Murray being in there maybe 30 seconds, which is probably more than Darjeeling Limited, but I felt like the characters were very unnecessary. That being said, Ralph Fiennes' character is incredibly hysterical. You feel bad for him, even though he's not really the greatest of human beings, kind of like Royal Tenenbaum, Gene Hackman's Royal Tenenbaum. And I think Wes Anderson knows how to write characters. He did a good job in this with a few characters. It's very 1930s screwball with the comedy, but again, I feel like it's not, it could have been better. It's a very intelligent film, and I'm glad it is because very much like Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's really intelligent, but this isn't a children's movie. It's one of his quicker films, which makes the comedy go by really quickly, making it feel like more of a 1930s slapstick. It's so many different new things that he's adding to his future films. In this one, he shot in 3 aspect ratios, and just every time there's a new shot, there's something different about it. Wes Anderson, all of his films are so beautiful. This one is no exception. His use of colors, his primary colors in his earlier films, primarily yellow. There's a bit of red and blue, but mostly yellow, really stuck out. And in this one, he used a lot of darker colors, which I thought was unique, kind of fresh. It's a really enjoyable film. I think I think you may have to get used to it when you start it. I felt like I missed a lot of the comedy when I first saw it, and then on the ride home, I started laughing to myself, like, hysterically, because just the humor just started hitting me, and I thought that was really good, though, and I went back and saw it and loved it even more. Not his best one. I do think he had better ones. I probably prefer this over Moonrise Kingdom, although it's hard to say. It's that weird mix, but it has critical acclaim, which is awesome because it's a really great film. Not his best, but really great. Wes Anderson is such a talented filmmaker. I think one of the best of our generation, even though he started in the 90s, I guess, early 90s. But definitely one of the most talented. Very much like Fantastic Mr. Fox, but for an appropriate audience this time, and very 1930s slapstick. Ralph Fiennes gives one of the greatest performances of his career. And yes, John better than Lord Voldemort.
Do not say his name.
But yeah, check it out. Wes Anderson did a good job. Really good film. I'd give it like a B+. But go check it out, it's fantastic. Up next we have Arctic Monkeys. I love this common theme. Arctic Monkeys with knee socks off their last album, AN. So stay tuned.